And here's the thing. The ironic thing is that what you've done has actually helped unauthorized grow faster than it has ever grown before. Anyhow, so what we're going to do first of all, and this is something that a lot of you can help out with, is we are now going to enforce copyright violations on all YouTube videos that show any clips from this or show any clips from Owen's stuff. So, so what you can do is you can go ahead and when you see a copyright violation from a channel like Davey Crocko 2 or Davey Crocko 3 or any of the other suspects, shoot me an email with the exact timestamp, etc., and the extension. Look up the YouTube copyright violation form, and then send it. Make sure that you provide all the information to me or to Owen, and then we will be sure to get the copyright violations registered. They will get strikes on their channels. Ask the questions repeatedly. I'm not obsessed with them. We work with them. No, I don't care about the drama. And when you guys understand the fullness of what's going on, you'll understand that we are now in no holds barred mode. Okay? And let me make it clear. Even if you think you have nothing to lose, even if you think that, oh, I don't have anything, I don't have any money and stuff, well, then we will garnish your wages. You will be paying for your actions possibly for the rest of your life. And Agent Smith said, why would you single out Davey if what Davey says is not true? I'm single. It's not about the fans, obviously. So, anyhow, we have now 26 lawyers in the Legal Legion. We have them we have them all over the place. We have them in Europe. We have them in the UK. We have them in no, Davey does not tell the truth. And we will settle that. We're coming after Davey. Once we have his identity, then we can go ahead and get it. He's perfectly welcome to defend his defamation in court. When you don't seem to understand, for example, when you make a video and you say stupid stuff that's false, you can get away with it in the States to a certain degree. But here's the bad news, guys. Also, you're violating UK law if your video is in the UK. And it is much, much easier to win a defamation case in the UK. And you're also going to have to pay for it. And so old man fighting on you try to dox when you lose the battle idea. No, this has nothing to do with losing the battle ideas. This has to do with people who are trying to hack our online store, who are trying to tortiously interfere with our relations with multiple businesses. These are people who are trying to actively defame our operations as well as us personally. And they are also, they are all, like, for example, look at a very minor example of how Nick Fuentes went and confronted Ben Shapiro when he was out with his family. That's relatively minor. The behavior that they are engaging in is illegal under federal law, illegal under state law, and also creates a lot of civil liability. You know, so I left these guys alone for a while. They amped it up considerably. And keep in mind, I am not telling you everything yet. There is a lot more, and it's a lot worse than you think. And so, we're just going to, all of this stuff is going to come out eventually. We will talk about some of this stuff eventually. No, Agent Smith, he doesn't have proof of the lies. He told lies himself. He told many lies himself. And so, if he thinks he's telling the truth, fine. Email me, Davey, if you think you're telling the truth. Email me your telephone number and your address, and we will have you served within 1 week. And you can have your day in court. Doesn't matter what state you live in. We've got someone who covers it. And so, this is going to be very, very expensive for you guys. And here's the thing. The ironic thing is that what you've done has actually helped Unauthorized grow faster than it has ever grown before. And so that we have the resources and that we have the legal talent to deal with this. Let me give you an example. And this is how easily exposed your stuff is. Now, first, I'm going to give you LOL, dox yourself, Davey. You think he's that stupid, dude? Of course I don't think he's that stupid. That's how I know he's lying. No, this has gotten out of hand already. We're dealing with it now. If you notice, we recently concluded a campaign on Indiegogo. And if you notice, we were kicked off of Indiegogo the year before. You think it was just magic? You think it's just coincidence? Now, I'm going to send you a link here. So those of you who have read Corporate Cancer know what I'm talking about here. But this is a piece. I'm just going to demonstrate, because a lot of you little trolls obviously don't want to believe me, which is understandable. What we can do. Do you think that she ever had any idea that we would acquire her emails? Do you think that we don't know what companies you're targeting? Do you think that they don't talk to me? Do you think that we're not already discussing how to address the problem? The funny thing is, somebody said, "Oh, it's so gay that you're going to do copyright strikes." We're doing that at the request of the companies that you are contacting in an attempt to get us taken down. Do you think that, you actually think that they like this? They don't like this. And so the point is that, Fubar says, "Do you think they didn't try to spike this last campaign on Indiegogo?" Of course. Of course. And so, um, yeah, the thing is that, oh yeah, Kurgan says there's more from Amanda. She harassed a lot of people. She contacted literally 200 people, at least. The Oh, we haven't even bothered with Amanda. You know, she's got a little bit more leeway because she is actually a professional journalist, and she didn't cross she didn't actually cross any legal lines. She danced up real close to it. I mean, if we wanted to, we could have gone after her for tortious interference, but you know, it's not the you know. Is it possible to Demetrios? Yes. Is it possible to copyright the gammas but not copyright strike the various clip channels? Yeah. Don't leave the clip channels alone. We don't care about the clip channels, but because each copyright violation has to be specified, they're all specified separately. It's not like a oh, nobody's allowed to do this or that. And so, anyhow, you know, and just so you understand, this is not the first time that we have hunted people down and had them arrested. We've done that 3 times now. I don't even, Mary Tyler Moore, that's a lie, and you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. But no, I haven't told any lies. But again, the point is, these guys wanted the conflict. They demanded the conflict. They've sought the conflict. And now we are going to show up for the conflict. So, VFM, those of you who are specialists in the hunting down stuff, you guys know who you are. Get in touch. Put troll hunt in the subject. And I only want VFM to do that. And for those of you who are serious YouTubers who are interested in helping out, who are reprehensibles, then go ahead and get us the information on all of the copyright violators, and we will file official complaints on all of them. And also, since people are claiming that Davey Crocko wants to know the truth, I would like somebody to file complaints for any defamation and libel that is committed there. We can settle. We can absolutely settle what is true and what is not, and you know, I understand that. I mean, here's how absolutely, wildly, and ludicrously wrong they are. They still think that nothing's happened with Patreon. Owen hasn't done anything about Patreon. Go look at the at the Patreon terms of use. Go look at the Patreon terms of use. They were just changed on December 19th. One guess why? No, you don't need to worry about, Holly, you guys don't need to worry about going private on the clip channels. The people who are digging up this stuff are perfectly capable of distinguishing between the trolls who are violating copyright and the fans who are just doing their thing. So don't worry about that. May want to repeat that last part. I'm not sure what part that is. You have to understand. You need to be more specific when, like, if you're going to say that's a lie. I see the chat sometimes, a minute or two after you say something. or if you say, you may have to want to repeat that part. What part? Okay. Here, if you don't believe me, I'll read you the relevant section. And of course, if you were even remotely intelligent at all, you'd wonder, why would Vox know something? Why would Vox be up on the Patreon terms of use? Why would he know that they've been changed, and so recently? Okay, here's the relevant section. Down at the bottom, it says, the new terms of use are effective immediately for users joining Patreon on or after December 20th, 2019. Effective for existing users on and applicable to claims not yet asserted by January 1st, 2020. You can find the old terms of use here. Now think about why those were added. Now here's the other interesting thing that was added, which is frankly downright funny. Where do we have this? Dispute resolution. Oh, where is that? Oh, okay. Actually, sorry. The second part I was thinking of actually isn't them. It's somebody else who also modified their terms of use recently. Marty McFly said, maybe because you get a notification. I didn't get I don't get notifications from them. So, let's see here. Yeah, it was kind of funny because, I mean, the Kurgan mentioned the whole Hugos thing. The funny thing about the Hugos wasn't the first year. The funny thing was in the first year when we took like 60 something of the nominations. The funny thing was when they vowed that it wasn't going to happen again, and they said we wouldn't be able to do it again. And so we took 70. We took even more. That you horrible little people will come forward, take responsibility for what you've done. You know what it is. And then we'll be able to move on. And you'll be able to move on. But if you don't come forward, you try to hide it, and you try to pretend that you didn't do it, and you try to deny, when you're found, you try to deny that it was you and so forth. Understand, we are going to financially break you. It's not just going to be the criminal stuff. It's going to be the civil liability that is attached to the things that you've done. And so, it's up to you. Patreon changed terms again on the 23rd. What? Jeez, I didn't even realize that. That's funny. I'll have to take a look at it. We don't have to pay for lawyers. We have an entire legion of volunteer lawyers. And so, maybe your cybersecurity is great. Maybe you are, that good at hiding your tracks. But everybody makes a mistake. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But keep in mind, we have been geared up to deal with big corporations playing the "we'll bleed you dry" game. We've been geared up to deal with that and deal with that successfully for years. Breathing Bear says, I've noticed 3 or 4 big companies changed their terms over the last week. We have updated the terms of use to clarify the dispute resolution and the legal rights of patrons when a creator they support is removed for violating our guidelines. Why do you think that might be? Do you really think that it's an accident? Bink says, who is motivating these trolls? No, this is not a deep state thing. These are angry, bitter little guys. You know, it's possible that some of them were stirred up to it, but I don't get that impression. And some of the stuff that I'm not telling you indicates that it's just pure amateur stuff. So, ankle-biting incels appear to be the most likely culprits. We'll see. There has to be a ringleader for these trolls that are being sent here, bro. There probably is. You know, I mean, there probably is a, emotional leader of sorts. I mean, obviously the most active one on Reddit is the one who calls himself Real Owen Benjamin. And, you know, we'll just keep I mean, I'm a very, very patient guy. I'm a very patient man. It makes no difference to me how long it takes. You know, I like to be left alone. I like to mind my own business. But I haven't been permitted to do that. And so, they can, there's not a single jibe that I haven't heard before from the SJWs, and before that from the liberal Democrats who hated my political column. And so, we're already permanently and always at conflict with the SJWs. It never stops. We're always having to deal with it. So adding this to the list is not a problem. I mean, it's not like we didn't assemble the Legal Legion to go after some moronic copyright violators like Davey, Crocko, and whoever, and people who are attempting to interfere with our business or who are attempting to slander our business and so forth. We had, it's like, using a sledgehammer against an ant. We assembled the Legal Legion so that we could take on any reason to, because for the most part, we get along with most of these companies. Amazon is smart. I would not want to go up against Amazon. So what did I do? I made sure we set up the Arkhaven store, and this year, just on the books alone, Arkhaven did better than Amazon did. It didn't do better than Amazon plus Audible, but and that's starting from nothing. We just created it in last December. So, when you can't fight them, like with Amazon, and we did work it out with Amazon. When they deplatformed us, we did work it out fine. It took us 18 hours and we were back on the platform. Everything was fine. But they are so smart and closes about his business dealings. These are things that are all public. Everyone knew what happened when, Amazon took us down for 18 hours. You can't hide that. And then we were back up. Obviously, it happened somehow. And I'm just explaining the reasons for why certain things that are observable have happened. If it's one of Owen's videos, email him. If it's one of my videos, email me. So, but the thing is that, what they don't, one thing that they obviously don't realize is that what they're trying to do when they are emailing people about our business relations, and they're saying, did you know that so-and-so is doing this, and then they try to interfere with your that's tortious interference right there. That's what they're openly admitting to is something that opens them up for a civil lawsuit. And it, especially when you have them talking about how they're intending to do it, they're literally openly confessing to it. And so the great Trollsby said, why not just address the allegations Davey has raised? Because he has repeatedly lied and he's attempting to harm us. So now we're coming after him. We are going to, I'm absolutely happy to have the truth come out. When we go to court, the truth will come out. Davey had better pray that everything he said is true. But it's not. Yeah, and also I don't think you guys realize how gung-ho, how absolutely gung-ho the Legal Legion is about this stuff. Just to put it in perspective, one of them, the guy who's handling the Patreon situation for Owen, is a rabid puppy. And so, you guys wanted my attention. You guys can find out how fun it is to joke about LOL, Dork Lord, blah blah blah. You're going to find out why the CEO of Google canceled a company-wide meeting because he didn't want the entire discussion of the meeting to appear on my blog. Look it up. Yeah, this one's hilarious. Vox used redacted press instead of Castalia because Castalia was kicked off Indiegogo. I look forward to addressing that entire topic on October 11th, 2021. Yeah, and the same offer goes for Davey Crocko. If you want to have a conversation, if you want to apologize and take down your videos before they're taken down as copyright strikes, I'll give you that opportunity too. I am not particularly interested in you guys. We have much, much bigger conflict that I would rather be spending my time on it. But because of what you collectively have done, it is no longer possible to simply ignore what you're doing. And no, I'm not referring to unauthorized. And no, I'm not referring to unauthorized coming down. See, these guys, look, Bill, you're just like a little boy. Quick, Davey, take them down. Vox demanded it. I don't care if he takes them down or not. They're coming down. But I'm giving him an opportunity to get out of this. And you can bluster. Do you think Indiegogo's lawyers didn't bluster? They were Harvard Law, Stanford Law. Do you really think that Patreon didn't bluster? You know? You know, I'm willing to look past most of this stuff because it's been essentially harmless. But a very serious line was crossed. And whoever is responsible knows who they are. And they know why I am this serious about it. And so, either you give up now, or you're going to be begging me for mercy. I've done this before. I'll do it again. And I'll continue to keep doing it as long as people break the law in their attacks on us. And so, it's your call. And just so you understand, we always give this kind of offer to people. When you learn more about what's going on with these different situations, you'll see every single time we initially offer a way out. Why? Because Sun Tzu says, always leave a rat a way to escape. And so you can take that, or you can be proud and stubborn and deal with your fear by trying to deny it, by trying to claim that I'm lying and posturing because you are someone who lies and postures. I am not. Breathing Bear says, does anyone ever take the way out? Why do you think that we were replatformed in less than a day by Amazon? Why do you think that unauthorized, you can go to unauthorized TV right now. It's all right there. Come on Davey's channel. I'm not going to chat with Davey. If he wants to talk, he can send me his telephone number. I'll give him a call and we'll talk. I am always happy to accept someone's submission. I don't even care about an apology. I don't care what they think. All I care is how they behaved and how they're going to behave in the future. That is the extent of my interest. And so, the thing that's so crazy about this is that we have repeatedly proven ourselves. We've repeatedly delivered exactly what we said we're going to do. Yeah, no. If you just built a proper website, stumped up for the bandwidth, no, we have stumped up for the bandwidth. We're not just building. Here's the thing that it's so frustrating. What we are building is much, much bigger than a site, a proper website. You understand that there are potential weaknesses that go well beyond that. We have a payment system that is going to be unveiled along with all the other stuff in 2020 that is a payment system that doesn't involve credit cards or PayPal or any of that stuff. And so, you know, the whole fact that you think that are using interim steps to get where we want to go is somehow a scam is bizarre. Deb Davis says, are you saying a private admission of wrongdoing will be accepted as an apology? I'm not asking for an apology myself. There is one thing that I can't absolve. And you know, like I said, I'm only disclosing the things that I am, that I know all the details on, and that it's fine for me to discuss. Watcher Bear says, Vox, that's amazing. Will the payment system be available to general public? It'll be available to everyone who has a bank account. Yeah. No, I don't expect any of them to take the easy way out. I never do. I mean, one thing that we've learned about SJWs and gammas is that they're in denial. They're in denial right up until, I mean, going back to the Hugos in 2014, they're all like, well, when we said we were going to take it over, they're like, oh, LOL, you'll never do that. Ha ha ha. And then they were like shrieking in horror as one nomination after the next were all sad puppies and rabid puppies. So, it's, yeah. Would you ever consider doing a stream about the dinosaurs? No, it's far too painful for me to even consider the possibility that dinosaurs are fake. I loved dinosaurs when I was a little kid. Can the phone call with you and Davey be recorded? I don't believe that would be something that we would want to do in public. If we were going to do it on public, we'd just do it on a live stream, right? The Kurgan says, wait, I'm getting it now. The offer of mercy will be rejected, and Vox knows this, so is it really mercy? Would you debate Davey if Nick would debate you? I'm not going... the only time I anticipate debating Davey is when he's cross-examined by our legal team. Welcome, Breathing Bear. What's the bottle on your table? That's Bailey's dark chocolate liqueur. My wife gave it to me for Christmas. So, no, I mean, it's not a false offer. Kurgan, you know me better than that. The fact that I don't expect people to behave intelligently doesn't mean that they can't. Does your legal team have worldwide jurisdiction? I understand what you mean, but that question doesn't even make sense. We do have lawyers in, I think we cover probably 34 of the 50 states, but including all the ones that really matter in terms of like companies. Remember, none of this, but including all the ones that really matter in terms of like companies. Remember, none of this stuff was set up to deal. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't necessarily understand, and this is something that those who actually work in the online space know and get, is that you don't go from point A to point Z in a single step. You do it one thing at a time. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous to think that you're going to be able to get something up and running sufficiently. I mean, I'll give you an example. We've had Social Galactic operating for like 4 months now. When did you get on? We just opened it up to the first few invites, 2 weeks ago? And there's a lot of you who still are not on yet, who want to be on because you haven't been invited yet and given access. It's coming one step at a time. And so that's right. So file your statement of claim. I don't know what you're talking about there. Oh, does Shirley? Yeah, I mean, one step at a time. We talked about, a lot of people doubted anything was happening with Indiegogo too, right up to the point when Redacted Press launched the Junior Classics campaign. And so you just need to be patient. Tyro Major said, so Davey Crocko's channel got deleted because of you. No, I have said before that I have never once issued a copyright violation. And that is still true as of this moment. It will not be true probably tomorrow. Joel Whitehead, file your statement of claim in the High Court of whatever state you think is appropriate. My statement of claim regarding what specifically? I mean, you understand. Do you understand why Patreon changed its terms of use now twice in the last week? Do you really think the Legal Legion isn't very busy filing lots of statements of claim? So, will Castellius Deluxe subscribers get a fancy book, something for Social Galactic? Yes, they will. So, anyhow, that's it for tonight. But thank you all. If you want to get in on the fun, subscribe to Unauthorized TV or VFM. You know what to do. And those of you who want to help hunt the gammas, read up on the rules for copyright violations, send them, and we will get on it. So have a good evening. Thank you all for your support. Trolls, you have 24 hours from now to get in touch with me, and we'll talk. Have a good evening. I'm Vox Day. This is The Dark Stream.